Today I'm ranking the homes of the cast of the popular TV show Friends. I'm gonna first score each house 0 to 100 based on my 10 factors of quality, and then I'm gonna assign a letter grade based on a curve for mansions. It's not for regular homes. Your house is gonna get an F. I'm Arvin Haddad. I'm the how to buy a mansion guy. I buy and sell mansions for my clients. I've critiqued over 1,000 mansions. This is what I do. Let's go. Jennifer Aniston, location, Upper Lower Bel Air, I'm going to give it a 9. Lot quality, you got 3 acres, but only 1 acre flat. And it's in 2 different elevation, but I love the dimension. I love the shape of the lot. It looks like a freaking diamond. I'm going to give it another 9. Lot utilization, look how comfortably this house sits on the lot. It's like a bride. Look at the side setbacks. Look at the backyard. Now die for that frontage. Look at that. The best analogy here is like Jen opening up her arms, welcoming you into the property. It's called anticipation. It's called approach. It creates drama. It holds it back, sets the mood, so you get all spiritual in your head. So when Jen opens the door, you will confess all your sins to her. It's another 10. Privacy and security. No one even know you're there. But it's not in a gated community. I have to give it a 9. Views. Downtown LA view is a little bit blocked, but Century City view is unobstructed. It's so close you can touch one of the buildings. I'm going to give it another 9. Scale and volume. Rooms are proportional, right width to height ratios. You got 10,000 square foot for a 1-story home. I can't think of going any bigger than that. I'm going to give it a 10. Layout. We have a problem. You remember how Jen had her arms open? If you want to go from her right arm to her left arm, you have to make a pit stop by the chest. Now you're like, no, Arvin, I'm going to go through her chest there. You're not allowed to do that. She doesn't have any chest there. I'm giving it a 5. Finishes. This is bespoke. This is zen. But most importantly, it's what you would expect in a mid-century home. It matches the architectural style and it brings in the best demographics that would appreciate a property like this. I'm going to give it another 9. Architectural style. This is mid-century Hollywood home, named architect Quincy Jones. It's another 10. The overall score is a 90, and in my book, that's an A. Matthew Perry. This is the property he passed away in. If you're sensitive, jump to Courtney Cox. She's next. Location. Pacific Palisade, but it was a big mistake. The person who was drawing the city map, like their hand slipped and this section of Malibu popped into Pacific Palisade. No one knows what the hell really happened, but it should really be Malibu. You're so far out, like you're not in Pacific Palisade. I'm still giving it a 7. Lot quality. It's more than that. I think 18,000 square foot, but I measured about 10,000 square foot flat. I'm giving it another 7. Lot utilization. Not a good frontage. You're pretty much on the street. Decent sized backyard for a hillside property. No side setback. It's getting a 4. Lot orientation. You're south facing. You're at the end of a cul-de-sac. But then, you can hear the PCH. I'm giving it a 6. Privacy and security. Too close to your neighbors. They can't see you, but they can hear you. And you're right on the street. It's not even well hedged. Not good for a celebrity home. And it's not in a gated community. I'm giving it a 3. Views. Direct ocean views, but it's not like on the water. As I said, it's like after PCH, it's a little bit of a distance, and at nighttime you're just going to be pitch black. I'm giving it a 7. Scale and volume. This is the perfect 5. Like if you open up the dictionary for scale, they're going to show Matthew Perry's house. Layout. You got the wow factor when you walk in. Very open, no waste. I kind of like it. I'm giving it a 7. Finishes. Very generic, cookie cutter, but appropriate for the location and the price point. But what's really bad, and I hope this doesn't come as insensitive, is this stupid swimming pool and spa. This should have never been here. It looks so cheap. I'm giving it a 4. Architectural style. This is a ranch house that went through midlife crisis. It shoot up some steroids. It's at a 4 right now. Overall, the score is a 56, and in my book, it's a D+. Courtney Cox. Location, Malibu, Paradise Cove. Ladies and gentlemen, Jay-Z and Beyonce, Andreessen Horowitz. I think that's actually 2 people. The one with the pointy head, bald guy. 10 out of 10. Unbelievable. Lot quality. You got 2 acres, 1 acre flat with the perfect dimensions. Look at this baby. I'm giving it a 10. Lot utilization. Good frontage. not a private driveway, great backyard, one shady side setback, a little too close to the neighbor. I have to give it an 8. Lot orientation, dead center south facing, but backs up to the PCH. It's not the deepest part of Paradise Cove. You're right next to Highway 1. PCH, you can freaking hear that. That's got to be really annoying. I'm giving it a 6. Privacy and security. It's not in a gated community. I mean, PCH, anyone could go there. It's kind of like, it's not hidden. That's what I'm trying to say. It gets an 8. View. Direct ocean view, unobstructed, front row, but no view at nighttime. It's going to be all dark, you know? It gets pretty boring. You only have views like 50% of the time. I have to give it an 8. Scale and volume. Look, I don't like Mac Mansion, but how good this lot is, this property is seriously underbuilt. The volume looks like a $7 million house. It doesn't have that scale. And it's kind of divided in 2 different properties, but still doesn't give that compound vibe, which I would have maybe made a sacrifice for it. I'm giving it a 6. Layout. We have a problem. It's a long property. Only few rooms at the ends get ocean view, and that's a major negative. I'm going to give it a 5. Finishes. Look, it needs that 10-year remodel. The finishes are old. I'm just not feeling it whatsoever. I'm not getting Malibu vibe. I think like a cottage could be way cuter than this. I'm giving it a 6. Architectural style. Again, it's a cute cottage, but it's not significant. And they didn't double down on the cottage vibe. They went kind of neutralized it, which I don't like at all. I have to give it another 6. Overall, she gets a 73, and that's a B in my book. David Schumer, location, Prime Hancock Park. One of the best streets. I'm giving it a 7. Lot quality. You got 1 acre. One of the biggest lots in Hancock Park. And great dimensions. Great ratio. I'm giving it a 10. Lot utilization. Good frontage. Good backyard. Good side yards. But you don't have a private driveway or even a motor court. It's getting a 9. Lot orientation. West facing. It's getting a 6. Privacy and security. Very well hedged, but you're right on the street. You're not in a freaking private gated community. I'm giving it a 5. Views. It's not a view property. It's getting a 0. Scale and volume. It's actually pretty good for being built in 1926. I'm pretty impressed. I'm giving it a 7. Layout. Look, there's a lot of unnecessary steps here. There is no flow. I mean, you don't have the wow factor when you walk in. A lot of hallway, traditional layout, very small kitchen. It's getting a 3. Finishes. Look, this is a gut renovation. There's some historical elements, some beams, some architectural elements that I would keep, but I would gut everything over here. It gets a 2. Architectural style. This is a classic Italian Mediterranean style. It's actually one of the best ones I've seen. You got to clean it up. It's very ornate. It's very flat. It's very masculine. You fix this sucker up, it will look really nice. I'm giving it an 8. Okay, that adds up to 57, and that's a C- in my book. My favorite, Lisa Kudrow, Phoebe, let's go. Location, Beverly Hills, post office. It's the fake Beverly Hills. Don't ask. It's a 6. Lot quality, 3/4 of an acre, all flat. But then the dimensions are off. It's a long lot. I have to give it a 7. Lot utilization. Good size frontage. The internal yard makes it a good setback. And then you have a big backyard. But is that a backyard? She's gone in and put a freaking off-center pickleball court and a perched up putting green. What are you doing, Phoebe? You're trying to start your own country club over here? You need at least 1.5 acres if you want to have all this stuff. This is so jammed. I was going to give you a 7. You're going to get a 3. Lot orientation. West facing. It gets a 6. Privacy and security. Very well hedged. No one can see you, but people can hear you. It's not in a gated community. It's getting a 6. Views, it's not a view property. It's getting a 0. Scale and volume. This is just like Matthew Perry's house. It's getting a 5. Layout. This is a tough one. There's no pictures for this one and finishes. From the roof line, you should be able to see a great room when you walk in, backed up by that internal yard with the swimming pool. I'm giving it a good wow factor, but because it's a long house and it's disjointed, I'm assuming a lot of hallways. I'm giving it a 5. Finishes, same thing. There's no pictures. I'm going to give the average of everyone else to her, so she gets a 5. Architectural style. Again, just like Matthew Perry house. It's a ranch house, remodeled. It should look nice. I'm giving it a 4. Overall score is a 47. And Phoebe, I'm sorry, you're getting an F. The last but not the least, Joey it is. Location, Pacific Palisades, Riviera, Amalfi Rim. It's a freaking 9. Log quality. You got 1 acre, perfectly flat, perfect dimensions. It's a 10. Lot utilization. Great frontage. Amazing side setbacks, huge backyard, and then they went out of their way and created this kind of a castle medieval approach, a private driveway that you come in. Brilliant. I'm giving it a 10. Lot orientation. It's west facing, so I should just give it a 6. But because of this kind of H looking house, or I call it starfish design, you're going to have so many exposures, so many different light coming in. It's really a 7. So I'm giving it a 7. Privacy and security. Look, it's not that well hedged. It's not in a private community. I'm going to give it another 6. Views. Look, you have mountain, canyon, possibly partial ocean view. I'm going to give it a 6. Scale and volume. This is a tricky one because it's a new construction. The ceiling heights are going to be there. But you see how these extensions where they get out from the main area, they just look a little bit narrow. They don't look to have enough width to give that volume in those rooms. And for that reason, I'm giving it a 6. Layout. This is also a tricky one. You're going to have the wow factor when you walk in. You're going to have double exposures in every single one of these wings that stick out. You're going to have a yard on each side of it. It's going to feel really, really cool. But the problem is everything connects to the center body of the house, like probably the main living space, but none of the wings connect to each other. And I don't like that because it makes it feel like a barrack or a college dormitory where there's like 6-7 rooms and they connect to the common area. And for that reason, I'm giving it a 4. Finishes. Look, there's no photos of this property. It's new construction. So I give the average is a 5 and then I give 2 points for being new construction. Just the benefit of the doubt, it gets a 7. Architectural style. This is a modern East Coast traditional. There are a couple things about that. It's more on the castle-y side, which is really not Pacific Palisades or LA for that matter. If you were going to go traditional, I wish you would have gone all out traditional. Personally, I'm not a big fan. I'm going to give it a 5. Now, the overall score for Matt is 69, and that's a B-. Now, the weird part about Joey's house is that there's conflicting stories as far as if he still lives here or not. According to some reports, he sold it in, I think, 2017 for around $11 million, which would be a horrible mistake because if he doesn't own this property is easily as valuable as Jennifer Aniston's house in Bel Air. It easily should trade for $45 million. And if you want to see how I react and critique a condo, look at the critique I did on Ennis video over here of the tallest, skinniest high-rise on Billionaires Row in Manhattan. Thanks for subscribing, and I will see you guys in the comments. Have a good day.